Danganronpa.
Welcome back to Danganronpa V3. Here we have our 5th case on our hands. Let's get started with the investigative period. The hydraulic press. Hydraulic press is down, and there's blood in the area. This hydraulic press is controlled by these buttons. If we use this to lift up the hydraulic press, we should be able to check the body. I don't really want to do that though. You're a detective, Suichi. Don't you have to do it? These controls move the hydraulic press. It can go up, down, and stop. I should be able to use the up button to raise the press and check the body. I don't want to see a crushed body, no matter whose it is. But I have to do it.
All right.
I have to. Made up my mind, took a breath, and pressed the button. It's not moving? Pressed the button a few more times, but the press still wouldn't move.
Why?
Strange. It moved when I pressed it last time. After looking around the press, I found... the power cord is cut. I see. There's no power, so the hydraulic press won't move. This can't be coincidence. The power cord was cut on purpose. This must be the work of the culprit. In that case, we won't be able to check the body. I'm honestly a little relieved, but I shouldn't say that out loud. I should take another look at the controls. There must be some clue here. In addition to the control buttons, there's an emergency stop button. The press would have been stopped instantly if you used this.
Well,
if the culprit were planning this murder, they'd have no use for it. What concerns me more is the safety function. That's right, the hydraulic press should have had a safety function. If the infrared sensor detects a living thing, the press stops automatically. Well, it didn't stop when Kibo tried before. If the sensor detected a person, the safety should have stopped the press automatically. Stop automatically, huh? Yeah, I'm feeling really strongly that that is not Kaito under there, or else we would have gotten to see the body. Is this a blood stain? There's a faint trail of blood leading to the press, a swipe pattern as if dragged. It looks as if it's coming from the bathroom. This blood stain suggests something was dragged from the bathroom to the press. Swipe pattern bloodstain has been added. Bits of clothing. There's a sleeve sticking out of the press. It's definitely Kaito's coat sleeve. In that case, the victim must be...
No.
That hasn't been determined yet. I need to investigate further. It looks like the left sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press. Only the sleeve is sticking out. No part of the victim's body is visible. Were they crushed completely so that only the sleeve remains? What's this? The sleeve has a single small hole in it. A hole in the sleeve? What could this be? I suppose that's about all the information I can deduce from the hydraulic press. Can't check the body, so I don't have many clues to work with. Alright, more clues, huh? What about the painting machine? Looks like a machine used to paint exosols. It smells kind of like paint thinner. It looks the same as before, probably not related. Alright. What about the washing machine? This looks like a car wash. I imagine it's for cleaning the exosols. Doesn't look like it's been used in a while. I don't see any clues. To the bathroom it is then, right? I mean, we could check something else here. What about the operation panel? It's a panel that controls the alarm system and electric barrier. I don't see any reason to turn them back on, though. Well, they're the exosols. There's an exosol right in the middle of the hangar. The hatch is open as well. The cockpit is exposed. So this is how it looks on the inside, huh? It's small, but big enough for one person. Monokuma.
Oh?
Huh? The hatch is open? How strange. Only the monocubs can turn off the electronic lock and open the hatch.
Huh?
Only the monocubs can open the hatch?
Yeah.
Normally the monocubs are the only ones who can pilot the exosols.
Well...
Normally being the key word. Because of that electro hammer thingy, the electronic lock is all screwed up. Have you mentioned this to anyone else?
Unbelievable.
Nope, no one's asked me about it either. And even if I had been asked, it would have been irrelevant information to you anyway. An electric lock on the hatch that only the monocubs can disable. Which must be why only the monocubs can control the exosols. But if you could disable the lock, you could control the exosol. Not looking good for you, Maki. Not looking good. The red exosol is completely still.
Hey, Shuichi.
It's dangerous there. If you go near that thing, you might get torn apart.
No.
It shouldn't move anymore. Not without the monocubs or Kokichi. So it's just a pile of scrap then?
Hey!
Don't scare me like that.
With my magic.
Maybe I should just tear this hunk of chunk apart with my magic.
Ah!
But I suppose that if Kokichi was alive, he could move it at any time by remote. But why didn't you say so sooner? That is if Kokichi is alive. But that remote control Kokichi has for the exosols. What is it exactly? Does he have that because he's the mastermind? Alright, now it's finally time to go to the bathroom. This is the bathroom. Now that I think about it. No, I'm locked up in this bathroom, but Kokichi's just outside that door. And this is the place where Kaito was imprisoned. Kaito might have left some kind of clue here.
No.
He didn't leave anything. He might not be dead. Anyway, I should investigate inside. I'm glad at least Shuichi is on board with the idea that Kaito might not be the victim. Okay, oh well, hello. There's a lot of stuff in here. That's the window. Monitor, mirror. Oh, all that's new here is this stuff. I would take it that this got slipped through the window, which means that Maki paid a visit. Ah, this case. Oh, what's inside that black case over there? As if backing away from the conversation, Kaito headed to the far shelf. What's in it? Is it some kind of weapon? This is the case from before, right? Alright, large black case. Crossbow arrow. There are arrows on the floor of the bathroom. They've been used. That's blood on them. 3 in total, and blood on all of them. What is this? What happened here? A blood stain. Puddle of blood in the center of the room, and a swipe pattern from there to the door. What could this mean? Crossbow? This is one of the crossbows from Maki's lab. Why is this here? Why leave so much evidence behind if it's Kaito then? I mean, it's the blackened, I should say. There's a small bottle in the corner of the room. It's empty.
If I remember correctly.
I feel like I've seen this before. The label has blood all over it. I can't read it completely. But I can see the word poison.
Could it be?
And if it is poison, this bottle must be taken from my lab. I don't know who brought this here, but it definitely has something to do with this case. Small empty bottle has been added. That's not good. Feels like we've been betrayed, doesn't it? Did I get everything in here? More things. What have we not inspected here? Well, there's the monitor. I don't think that's it, though. Body discovery announcement means that the mastermind is still alive, but I still don't believe that Kaito is dead. And there's nothing in the toilet, right? Oh, the window is interactable. That was not very clear due to the color on it. Small window for ventilation. This is the same window from before. It's a small window, and it doesn't open all the way. No one would be able to fit through here.
Well,
I suppose someone could fit through. Kaito would have escaped by now. Perhaps it's too small for a person, but an object could fit through. Like that black case, for example. I finished investigating the bathroom. There were more clues than I thought there'd be, and one is particularly concerning. Why is the crossbow from Maki's lab in here? And the 3 bloody arrows. Those arrows are definitely for the crossbow, but why are all 3 bloodied? And that bottle of poison, what could it have been used for? There's still so much I don't know. This case looks like it's going to be tricky. Alright, now what? Kind of feels like we got everything here at the hangar. It's about all I can investigate here in the hangar. There are still questions. The truth is still far out of reach. I still can't deduce who the victim is. I need more clues. I should investigate other areas. I should start with the areas around the hangar. Well, I know one thing we should be looking at, and that is the control panel right here outside the hangar. The alarm system is off. It must be still affected by the electro bomb.
all right.
I should investigate this place thoroughly. There must be some clues around here. Right, I can't use my investigative sense here. Well, this thing is definitely important. This is the control panel that controls the electric barrier protecting the hangar. We hit it with an electro hammer, so it isn't operational right now.
That's true.
That's right. What are these marks here? It looks as if it's been struck by something sharp. What could these be? Wait, how were they even able to damage this in the first place? Getting near the control panel should cause the alarm to go off. You have to turn off the alarm before you can even get close. So how did the person who did this get near the control panel? Hangar's front shutter has been added to the truth bullets. Well, I know one way. The same way we did it. But then again, if someone used the electro hammer on this, then why cut it up as well? Maybe to cover it up? Phew, I think I'm starting to feel a little better now. I'm sorry to worry you, Shuichi.
Okay.
I was a bit worried. I'm glad you're feeling better. There was something I need to ask Kibo.
Hey!
Hey, Kibo, before you went into the hangar this morning, you said... So I went to the hangar last night and tried to talk to him. You tried to talk to him on your own? I'm sorry. I thought it would be preferable for him to release Kaito peacefully. How did it go? It went about as well as I expected. There was no response at all. But I did witness a few things. Well, he also said that there was no response last night, which makes me think that the crime had already been committed. I thought that was odd when Kibo said that, because I had a feeling we were going to get a dead body the second we came over here. You said that you witnessed a few things. What exactly did you see? Yes. Since we were in a hurry, I only told you about the Exisol returning to the hangar.
Okay.
Yes, you said the exosols could pass through the alarm system and barrier to the hangar.
Yes.
I never imagined something like this would happen, so I didn't notice it before. But before I saw the exosol, I saw someone heading toward the hangar.
Huh?
You saw someone? I saw Himiko.
I was in my lab trying to think of what I should write to convince Kokichi. That's when I saw her walking toward the hangar, clutching something in her hands.
Is that the crossbow kit?
I think it was a black bag.
A black bag?
At the time, I assumed she was going there to examine things or plead with Kokichi. And since she came back later, I didn't think much of it.
But
After seeing her reaction this morning, I started to get a little suspicious. Well, what did you see?
Why?
She was acting like she had something to hide. It's not that I want to suspect her.
You're right.
True, it is suspicious.
Hey!
You said you saw her come back as well. Was she holding the bag at that time?
well,
Now that I think about it, she didn't. Is that the right word? Shouldn't it be she wasn't? Whatever. So she had it coming in, but not leaving. It has to be. That black bag Himiko was carrying was... By the way, this is a little off topic, Suichi, but...
Huh?
What is it?
as I thought.
The reason I wasn't feeling well may have been due to the electro bomb.
But
But it was because of the electromagnetic particles, not because I'm a robot. So what I experienced was akin to an allergic reaction such as hay fever.
which means
So it could have affected a human the same way. Being a robot had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Right, that must be it. So that thing Himiko said was bothering him. He really is a bit too sensitive. Kibo's account. Is there anything I'm missing here? Well, there's the shutter itself. The hangar shutter. There's a security alarm here. You have to use the alarm remote to disable it to get near the shutter. If you come near the shutter without the remote, a loud alarm will go off around the entire academy. We had to use an electro bomb to disable the sensor and the alarm. That's how we got into the hangar. It's not exactly a bomb though, even if it is called an electro bomb. It jams electronic signals by scattering particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves. For 2 hours, and any and all electronic devices within 50 yards will be completely disabled. It's perfect for any secret activities too, since it doesn't leave any debris behind. This invention is extraordinary, but I only have 3 of them. So I need to use them carefully. You guys will have to settle for the electro hammers. Now that I think about it, there were 3 electro bombs total. One was stolen by Maki, but what of the other 2? Electro bomb has been added. Is there anything mysterious lying about around here, perhaps? No? Perhaps we should be going to check out the remaining 3 exosols. Well, it's not stopping me from walking over here, so I assume that is the case. The exosol isn't showing any signs of moving. Kokichi is alive, he can use his remote control to move them as he pleases. That remote control Kokichi has for the exosols, what is it exactly? Does he have that because he's the mastermind? Don't think I didn't see you, Electro Hammer. There's an Electro Hammer here, but why? And it's out of power, it must have been used. But used for what?
well, you know.
But be careful, the Electro Hammer runs out of battery pretty quickly. So if you use it against an exosol, it'll run out of juice with just 1 shot, got it?
If I remember correctly,
The Electro Hammer's power is expended. It requires 24 hours to recharge. We know that for certain. I have an idea. I remember the sight I saw yesterday. Exosol's protecting Monokuma for some reason. Kokichi said he was the mastermind. The exosol should have been around him. So why were they still protecting Monokuma, and 4 of them too? I suppose I was so caught up thinking about Kokichi I ignored Monokuma. Pay attention! Listen up! Take heed, I say! Monokuma?
And another thing.
It's just, I noticed that you came this way last night, Suichi.
Huh?
You were actually acting all sneaky, weren't you? Like a teenage boy trying to creep into an adult movie section of the video store.
No way!
But you didn't need to sneak around because the Exosols wouldn't have attacked you.
Hey!
What are you saying? We didn't have to sneak? Because everyone's coming to rent adult movies, so in a way, everyone's going there is the same.
Wait!
No, not that. I mean about the Exosols not attacking us.
Yeah?
No. At the time, the Exosols were on autopilot and directed to only observe me.
Hey,
Their movements are more limited now that the Monocubs aren't around to pilot them.
Huh?
Autopilot? You mean the remote control that Kokichi has?
well...
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the Exosols are being controlled by Kokichi's remote control. But they were focusing on Monokuma?
Hey!
Why are you telling me all of this? This puts the person controlling you at a disadvantage.
Hey,
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
yeah.
Even if it puts someone at a disadvantage, the class trial must always be fair. The person who shared that info with me didn't seem interested in sharing it with you guys.
Hey!
So share it instead. So you share it instead. That way it'll be fair to all the participants. So someone else besides me knows this. Why wouldn't they share this information?
Okay!
That's all I can tell you.
Yeah!
By the way, renting movies is so old school. It's more thrilling to illegally download them.
Psycho Pop!
It's like trying to not get caught by a big game hunter while holding your breath in during sex. This information about the Exosols could be a clue to solving this case. I should remember this. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion. And that is that, someone came here, used an electro hammer on an Exosol, jumped into it. 2 hours later, or however long it takes for them to come back on, proceeded to pilot it, and that's how they got into the hangar, because the security sensor there doesn't work on the Exosols. That's my suspicion. And unfortunately, this is not looking good for you, Maki, because I know you didn't bring your electro hammer with you this morning. And then again, what's up with Himiko not bringing the crossbow to Kaito? That's really weird. Is this everything here? Okay, there's something I missed. Maybe I need to check all the Exosols. Exosol Blue. What exactly did I witness here? I know for certain that the Exosols are being controlled by Kokichi's remote control. But why were they focusing on Monokuma? Same thing. Alright, what am I missing? God, I wish I could use my investigative sense. I think it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Is there anything in the middle of them? I don't think there is. There's nothing unique about them either. Alright. In that case, let's head back. Maybe there's something I missed over here by the hangar. Oh, there's the bathroom window. What if there's some kind of sign? This is the bathroom window. It's the hangar's only window, and it's not possible to fit through.
I knew it.
That means the only way to get into this hangar is through the shutter. It's about all I was concerned with in the hangar.
But
I still don't have enough clues. There have to be more. The other places that might yield some clues
Okay.
are Maki's lab, my lab. crossbow in the bathroom, the bottle of poison. Need to investigate those
All
leads.
right.
I should also inspect the 3 exosols that were protecting Monokuma. Why were they protecting him in the first place? That might be related to the case as well. Alright, let's go to Maki's lab then. It's the 3rd floor. I gotta walk there. God damn. Alright, let's run. Try to make it there as quickly as possible. If I had to guess right now, I feel like our victim is actually Kokichi, and our blackened might be Maki or Kaito. But that's just a guess. Doesn't feel very good, to be honest. The group dynamic we had is kind of out the window at the moment. Also, I don't know how the poison could be involved. Like right now, my idea would be that perhaps the crossbow's the murder weapon and Kokichi was crushed in the hydraulic press. Oh yeah, that does make sense, right? He was killed preemptively, and thus that's how the hydraulic press could crush him, because the sensor wouldn't go off unless there's a living being in there, and if he was already dead when he was placed there, then it won't go off. So maybe that's how it happened. And the fact that it's Kaito's jacket sticking out of there is like too on the money, you know? Then again, I'm not sure. I also suspect that, let's see, where is it? It's on the other side. That the hole in Kaito's coat sleeve is caused by the crossbow bolt, because kind of seems like a perfect place for it. It's a small hole shape with blood on it. We know that the bolts have blood on the end. Maybe that's the link there. What is this? Why is this pink at the end? Huh. It's nothing. I just never noticed it before. I feel as though there are less weapons here than I remember. Alright everyone, I hope you're all ready. Are those weapons? So you went to my lab yesterday to find weapons to use against Monokuma. It's because Kaito had them. Right, that makes sense. But of course, there's one missing case. As I suspected, there are 2 black bags here, identical to the one in the hangar. They're the cases for the crossbows. The crossbows are inside, but disassembled.
No.
It looks as if they don't even fit in the case unless they're disassembled. But there are 2. When I was here with Kaito before, there were 3 of them. And I'm sure that Kaito didn't have a crossbow with him.
That's true.
In that case, the crossbow in the hangar must have come from here. Which means someone must have brought it to the hangar from here. But it's fairly difficult to put together the crossbow. I don't believe you'd be able to do it unless Maki taught you.
No.
I'll think more about that later. For now, I need to investigate. Well, it would stand to reason that the only 2 people who could have possibly assembled it are Maki and Kaito. I feel as though there are less weapons here than I remember. Yeah, this is the same. Is there something else here I'm supposed to glean? Guess not. I can leave. Then let's head over to Suichi's lab. Oh, that's gonna be a trek. That's what, up like 2 flights of stairs, I guess? Also, like, isn't it gonna become clear who the victim is by the time the trial starts? Can we start the trial without the missing person? That almost happened once in Danganronpa 1, but ended up not happening. And it made the case a lot more clear. Other way. Oh yeah. The ominous Rentaro lab, which we may or may not learn more about sometime in the next chapter and a half. That bottle of poison in the hangar, I need to confirm that it came from here. Well, let's check the chemical shelf. There are several bottles of poison lined up here. I haven't seen any poison outside of this lab, so the small bottle of poison I found must have come from here.
Ah!
There's a little less liquid inside this bottle than the others. The label says strike 9 poison. This poison takes some time to spread, but even a small amount of it can be lethal. I can't imagine that there's a smaller amount in this bottle for no reason. This must be a clue. Poison has been added to the truth bullets. Anything else? Small glass bottles on the table. There are a bunch of bottles on top of the desk. Did someone take them out? These bottles say antidote. Antidote, huh? I don't know. I didn't know these were here. According to the labels, each bottle is only 1 dose. And each of them only works on a specific poison.
Well,
I suppose that makes sense. There are plenty of different kinds of poison, so that must be true for antidotes. Strike 9 poison and antidotes. That is disconcerting. None of these antidotes are for the strike 9 poison. They're all for different poisons. What could this mean?
all right.
I've investigated this room thoroughly. I didn't find any evidence to suggest Kaito isn't dead. On the contrary, there's plenty of evidence to suggest Kokichi isn't dead. Monokuma is still moving around, and the killing game hasn't ended. And Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press. Which means the victim must be...
No.
It's too soon to be thinking like that. If I investigate a little more, I'll find something. There's still time. I should head back to the hangar. Perhaps I missed something. I should check again. Alright. These are... I don't know how the bottle ties in yet. That's been the hardest thing to figure out. Also, how long have we had access to Suichi's lab? What chapter was that? I guess that was the start of chapter 4, right? So that was the start of chapter 4. And Kaito... When did Kaito first show symptoms of being sick? That was the start of... Or rather, end of chapter 3. Yeah, that was at the end of chapter 3 that they showed him coughing up blood. It only bothered me because for a second there when we saw how like slow acting the poison was, I was wondering if like Kaito had been slowly like poisoned over the course of the game, but that doesn't make sense. Not if he was dying before we had access to the poison at all. I guess he's probably known about his illness for a long time. Like I said, he probably went to Hope's Peak with it, so nothing we can do about that. See, now I'm not convinced that Kokichi is the mastermind. I'm not convinced of that at all. It's too straightforward. Kokichi feels like the secondary villainous character. We still don't know who's responsible for this killing game, in my opinion, because I just don't think it's that simple. I have my suspicions that I can't talk about, that I hope I never have to talk about, because if I do, I'll be really upset about it when the game's over. But I don't know. You never know when you potentially might have something spoiled for you. It's so hard. Alright, let's get back into the hangar. Oh, Kibo's not outside here anymore. Maybe the press will work now? That'd be great. Everyone's here.
Shuichi!
Can you come with me?
What happened?
Is something wrong?
I
found something strange in the bathroom. Please hurry. We were in the bathroom. He shouted quickly and ran into the bathroom. What are you talking about, Kibo?
Hey!
Kibo, what are you looking at?
Yes.
Take a look at this. Was that here before? These are Kokichi's clothes? It's soaked and wrinkled, but there's no doubt these are Kokichi's clothes. Where did you find this? I didn't see it when I was investigating the bathroom. And why are they soaked?
Well...
The toilet seat seemed clogged, so I reached my hand down the drain and pulled out these clothes. It looks like they couldn't be flushed all the way. Couldn't be flushed all the way. Why were these clothes in the toilet in the first place?
Yeah.
Yes, it was very brave of me. And thanks to that, I managed to find an important clue. Now, Shuichi, please investigate as much as you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Clogging the toilet, huh? This isn't the time to hesitate. Alright, so I am like 99% sure that Kokichi is dead, and that's his body under the press. And that he was killed in here, dragged there, and then pressed to conceal the evidence. And the person behind it tried to flush Kokichi's clothes. Which makes Kaito seem really guilty, because it looks like he might have swapped clothes with him. Or at the very least took Kokichi's clothes off, put his own clothes on Kokichi, and then tried to dispose of Kokichi's clothes. Kokichi's clothes found in the bathroom. If they were found in the toilet, someone must have tried to flush them. But who would do that?
What's the matter?
Also, why are you behind a thing, Kibo? Is something the matter? Please investigate.
Okay.
The ultimate detective can't stop here. This has to be an important clue.
All right.
I made up my mind, grab Kokichi's clothes, and spread them open. Huh? There's a small hole in the back. He got shot in the back, son. Small hole in the sleeve. That's 2 of the bolts. This is about the same size as the one on Kaito's sleeve. There are traces of blood around the holes, too. What does this mean? It could mean that he was attacked. In that case...
No.
There's a chance Kokichi was the one crushed in the hydraulic press.
Thank you.
Kibo, thank you. Thank you. This is a very important clue. I'm pretty sure the fact that Kibo is obscured like that is a bug.
Well...
That is super a bug. Who do we blame for that? Is that like a Spike Chunsoft thing that was never fixed? Did NIS America somehow screwed up in post and localizing the game? I don't know, but that super shouldn't be happening. Oh, I'm happy I was able to help, but I must decline shaking that hand of yours.
No.
Your hands aren't clean either, though. Kokichi's clothes have been added. But if Kokichi was the one crushed in the hydraulic press, where did Kaito go? Why not show himself? And why is this game still going? Even though the mastermind is dead? This is awkward, Shuichi. Can I leave and give you some privacy?
Huh?
You're concerned about that? Kibo and I washed our hands in the sink and left the bathroom. Kokichi is not the mastermind. He's still a crappy villain, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's the ultimate villain. Samugi, you kind of look like you might have something to say.
Hey!
Hey, it's almost time for the class trial to start, right? Was no one able to find Kokichi? I wonder. I haven't heard from anyone.
I see.
I wonder where he went off to. Did he disappear? He can't still be in the hangar. Or could he? Dun dun dun. Or under there.
Could it be?
Suichi, do you think the one who died was Kokichi?
Huh?
Seems like...
I mean, your face says you want to think that,
It's plain to see.
but I think that's just plain impossible. Kokichi's been manipulating us all from the start. I can't believe someone like that could be killed by Kaito. She has a point. Of course, I don't mean to compliment Kokichi or make fun of Kaito or anything.
Okay.
I know, you're probably right. Smoogie has a good point. I still don't know enough clues to conclude that Kokichi died, but I'm certain that one of them must have. I would hope so, or else I'd be super mad if this was a fake death.
It's about that time. That's right. It's time for the class trial, where hope and despair meet head-on. Please proceed to the Shrine of Judgment in the courtyard and head to the trial grounds. Everyone needs to be there. Got it? Anyone who's absent will be swiftly and permanently punished. I wonder what kind of despair awaits you this time.
Everyone needs to be there. That means Kokichi or Kaito. Whoever is alive will be there.
Then...
At the trial, we'll know who the victim is. Right? Then again, what if they're both dead? That isn't necessarily an impossibility. I mean, as long as the Monokuma file isn't completely being open and honest about who's alive and who's dead. I don't know. I mean, Tsumugi brings up a good point, which is that given how manipulative Kokichi's character is, it's not unthinkable to set this up to where Suichi would suspect that Kokichi is actually the victim. It's not that crazy. A lot of the evidence we have right now is pointing to the idea that Kokichi is actually dead. But then again, that could always be staged. You know, it's kind of like the double reversal, you know?
Huh?
This isn't everyone, right? Kaito and Kokichi aren't here.
What's the point?
I bet Kokichi is already there.
You bastard.
As the mastermind of the killing game, he's waiting for us to arrive.
No.
We don't know that yet. There's still a chance Kaito is alive.
Do you want to die?
Cut it out. Do you want to die? Maki,
Well,
this is a battle between hope and despair. If I showed any weaknesses like you are, then I know I'll lose to despair. Lose to despair?
you don't know?
6 of us will participate, and 1 of us will die after this class trial. Then only 5 will be left. Only 5. That's right, we're the only ones left.
That's obvious.
But we can't lose to despair. Even if we have no future, we need to win. This is the whole point of this class trial. I will defeat Kokichi no matter what I have to sacrifice. No matter what she has to sacrifice? Are you sure about that, Maki? Is that what you call hope? I know we can't lose to despair, but something is wrong. Something doesn't feel right. I wonder what Kaito would say at a time like this. What would he say to us if it was Kaito? Yo, Maki, you sound eerily similar to a certain character in an awful anime that everyone hates.
Shuichi!
I understand you don't want to believe it, but Kaito's not here anymore.
It'll be okay.
I'm fine. I'll be on my guard the whole time.
Right.
I'm filled with the combined power of hope and magic right now. Let's go. No matter what Kokichi is scheming, there's no way we can lose. After all, we're students of Hope's Peak Academy.
You bastard.
I'll defeat Kokichi no matter what I have to sacrifice. We can't lose. We didn't say a word to one another. Silent as a tomb, we stepped into those open doors. We had lost the will to live, knowing what we know about the outside world. But somehow, despite that despair, we had found a new reason to live. To win the battle between hope and despair. But now, what do we know? We don't know what hope means to us anymore. What is hope? A burden you bear? As those thoughts pierced my mind, I suddenly stopped. I can't think about things like that anymore. The only thing I need to think about is survival.
That's nice!
A battle like this takes me back. After all, hope and despair are natural enemies. Yes, this is truly a magnificent theme. Only esteemed works of fiction have themes as magnificent as this.
Why?
Anyway, where's Kokichi? Why isn't he here? Maki was right. The person who should be here isn't. Well, I'll tell you once the trial starts.
What?
What's going on? What are you scheming now?
No.
Doesn't matter what Kokichi is scheming.
We must do it.
This is the final battle between hope and despair. It all ends here. Kokichi can twist and violate the rules all he likes, but will never give up. Hope will never submit to despair.
Unbelievable.
Oh, for the love of... No rules have been violated. Not on my watch, you know.
Shut up.
Whatever. Hurry up and start. We'll end it with the class trial. We'll defeat the remnants of despair, no matter what. So get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it now. Now, let's get started. Mix equal parts life and death. Add a dash of lies and truth. Bake it in fires of conflict. And when it's golden brown and bubbling, you have yourself a truly decadent class trial. And once more, we faced a class trial. Was the one who died Kaito or Kokichi? I can't say for certain, but I still believe Kaito wouldn't die so easily. I don't know why I believe that so strongly. But I will fight to prove it. I will fight with everyone to grasp the hope on the other side of this truth. I will fight. I will fight in this trial of truth and lies. Why, yes, let's save our game since we have some time to spare here at the end. Now then, let's look at our available skills. So this is the loadout that I put together prior to the last trial. You can see that financing, super expensive, 32 slot points. Increases the monocoins obtained after class trials. And high tension is the thing that helps during argument armament. But now we have 6 more friendship fragments to give away, which seems large. I guess I had a couple left over from the last chapter. I don't know what else. Oh, right. I said that I would look into possibly picking up the new Minesweep one. Reveals V points, same Miko's ability. Let's see, debate scrum. No, just a peek. Psyche Taxi helps during rebuttal showdowns. Here we go. Removes the time penalty for breaking a non-erasable piece. Effective during imagination excavation. So, I don't know if there will be another one of these minigames that was like as wordy and complicated as the one in the 4th trial that had to do with Kokichi's testimony. But in the event that there is one that has to do with like a lot of text and words, and it's hard to make out the differences between the options, we'll pick it up. Now I just gotta slot it in. There we go. Let's view our handbook and quickly go over our truth bullets before we finish our preparations. Monokuma file number 5. The victim's body was discovered in the hangar where the Exisal is stored. The victim was crushed by a hydraulic press. For this reason, their remains cannot be identified. The hydraulic press. The hydraulic press's controls are a short distance away from the device itself. There are 2 buttons labeled up and down. It also features a safety function. The hydraulic press the body was crushed by the hydraulic press and is unidentifiable. Safety function. The hydraulic press safety function causes it to stop when its infrared sensor detects a living thing. Swipe pattern bloodstain. A bloodstain that is smeared from the hangar's bathroom to the hydraulic press, as though something was dragged. Kaito's coat. When the body was discovered, only the left sleeve was sticking out from the hydraulic press. A single small hole can be seen where the sleeve is sticking out. Hatch's electronic lock. The 2 Exisals at the scene of the crime. One was in the storage with its cockpit closed. The other was in the middle of the hangar with its hatch open and its cockpit exposed. There is enough space in the cockpit for 1 person. There is an electronic lock on the hatch that only the monocubs can open, normally. Large black case. A case that had a disassembled crossbow in it. The crossbow does not fit in the case unless it is disassembled. 3 arrows. Found on the floor of the hangar's bathroom. The tips of all 3 arrows are wet and bloodied. Blood stain in the bathroom. A small puddle of blood in the middle of the hangar's bathroom. Smaller blood stains were found leading to the door out of the bathroom. Crossbow. A disassembled crossbow from the Ultimate Assassin's Lab, research lab. It was stored in a large black case. It was complicated to assemble and would be difficult for anyone who wasn't taught how. That seems like this is written improperly, because it says a disassembled crossbow, but it's not disassembled. It's assembled. Small empty bottle. Found in the corner of the bathroom. The label is stained with blood, so the only visible word is poison. Determined to have come from the Ultimate Detective's research lab. Bathroom window. A window roughly 8 inches wide. Although it's too small for a person, an object could fit through it. Hangar's front shutter. It is protected by an electric barrier, and if someone approaches it, an alarm will sound throughout the academy. The alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote. The control panel for the electric barrier is next to the shutter. It has marks on it as though it was struck by something sharp. Kibo's account. The night before the body was discovered, Himiko was seen going from the hangar and coming back before the Exisal's return. She had a black bag with her on the way there, but she didn't have it when she came back. The electro bomb. When used, it scatters particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering the electronic communication and sensors unusable. Lasts for about 2 hours and covers an area of about 50 yards. Each can only be used once. One of the three that were made, Kokichi had 2 and Maki had 1. Used electro hammer. Found on the ground near the 3 exosols in the courtyard. Electro hammers can disable any electronic device they're used on. However, they run out of power very quickly, and a single use on an exosol will completely drain an electro hammer. After being drained, they require 24 hours of charging to be usable again. Exosols protecting Monokuma. The day before the body was discovered, the exosols surrounding Monokuma in the courtyard were given commands to observe his movements via the remote control Kokichi had. Poison. There are many poisons lined up on the shelves in the Ultimate Detective's research lab. Out of all of them, only the Strike 9 poison bottle had less poison in it. It takes some time for Strike 9 to fully take effect, but it is 100% fatal, even if a small amount enters the body. Kokichi's clothes, found stuffed in the toilet in the hangar's bathroom. Small holes were found in the back and on one sleeve. Both holes had traces of blood around them. Kokichi's disappearance. No one had seen Kokichi during the entire investigation, or up until the start of the class trial. And that's all we got. So I will save again, now that I've bought a skill. Alright. I suppose before ending this one, we can talk about where we think this trial is going to go. I'm of the opinion that Kokichi really is the victim. That he was shot by crossbow arrows, perhaps laced with poison. I still don't know how the poison plays a role. And it's weird to me that it's noted that there's one bottle that's in the bathroom that was found in the bathroom. But there's a bottle in the research lab that has less poison in it for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. It's like, why would one have less when, I don't know. Perhaps the bottle that we found in the bathroom isn't actually poison. What if it's a poison antidote? What if it's anti-poison? And that fact is obscured by the blood on the label. I don't know. But then, why would, like, what if someone mixed poison into an ant? I don't know. That is the most confusing part of this case so far. But it looks as though Himiko brought the crossbow bolt to the window, shoved it through for Kaito. Kaito assembled the crossbow. Some way or another, the 3 crossbow bolts, I kind of feel as though 2 went into Kokichi and 1 went into Kaito for some reason. How, I don't know. It would appear that from Kokichi's clothes that he got struck in the back twice. The back, how it ended up being the back, I'm not sure. But that seems to be what happened. Whereas, one ended up inside Kaito, I guess. I mean, based on the hole that's on the sleeve in his coat. Then again, maybe not. I mean, Kaito, let me see if I can, look at the handbook. Can I look at the report cards? Well, I think this is pretty accurate how Kaito usually looks. But Kaito doesn't actually wear his, doesn't put his arm through the sleeve of that outer coat. I don't know if that will play a role or not, but it kind of seems like if he got shot in the arm right there, in the wrist, with a crossbow bolt, that seems kind of weird that that wound would be there when he doesn't usually wear his coat like that. But maybe I'm overthinking that. Either way, I feel the murderer, whoever the victim is, again, I think it's Kokichi, had to have died in the bathroom, and they were a corpse by the time they got put on that hydraulic press. And that explains how the hydraulic press came down and left that blood that we eventually stumbled upon, because it didn't detect a living being, and that's how the scene ended up looking like it was. Which also makes it feel that it was intentional, that I don't think there's any way Kaito's the victim, because why else would you go through the trouble of completely making the corpse unrecognizable? Like, why go through the trouble of killing someone and then placing the dead body in there unless you went to hide its true identity? And if that's the case, why... Like, who would do that? And to me, the answer is, at the moment, Maki. Maki's the most suspicious person amongst us. But that also begs the question is, if my hunch is right about that, where the hell is Kaito? Like, if he's alive, where the hell is he? And how is it that we're starting the class trial without whoever the surviving person is? Unless they're both dead. I don't know. This is so far, this is a really good mystery. I'm really pleased with how it's shaken up thus far. But obviously everything's going to last. We'll ride on the class trial, and depending on where it goes and what the truth is. This has an opportunity to go one of two ways, which is end up really dumb, like the class trial in Danganronpa 1 was, for the 5th class trial, I should say, which was really, really stupid and really easy to piece together, especially because of how spoiled Danganronpa 1 is. I mean, now I could talk about it because Danganronpa V3's already fucking spoiled it. But the first time I played Danganronpa 1, like I knew who Junko Enoshima was. I didn't know everything, but like her character design is so synonymous with Danganronpa that I couldn't not know who she was. Like, you can't like go on Amazon to buy Danganronpa 1 and 2 normally, like on Vita or the PS4 redone, and not see like a freaking figure of Junko or something, or fan art of Junko somewhere. There's always something out there about her. So the fact that she was like really important to that game, like I knew that going in, so that made figuring out the 5th class trial in Danganronpa 1 really easy and kinda underwhelming and predictable. Danganronpa 2 was not the same way. That game's class trial is freaking great. So I kind of feel like this one is either going to go one of those two ways. It's either going to go straight off a cliff and be stupid and terrible, or it's going to get really, really, really good and it's going to be really clever. I hope it's the latter. Like, we need a really, really good one. We need a freaking great class trial. Because at the moment, I would say the best trial we've had in this game, I think, is the second one. Probably at the moment, people I think really like the first one because it's like such a swerve. But I let my feelings be known at the end of the first chapter that I hated the unreliable narrator thing. And I kind of feel like, well, that case is hard to figure out if you haven't been spoiled. But that's because it's bullshit and Spike Chunsoft lies to you. And none of the information you have going into the trial is very reliable because they're not telling you the whole truth. So I kind of like throw that one out and I'm like, that doesn't count. That's not fair. So from there on, between Kurumi's murder, or like Kurumi's like committing murder, what she did, what Kyo did, and then this past case with Gonta and Kokichi, I feel like the Kurumi killing Ryoma case has been the best one. And even then, like, it's not perfect. It's pretty good. It was tough to figure out, but it was kind of like part of the course for, say, Danganronpa 2. I kind of feel like the last two cases haven't been that great. They've been better than like most of the cases in Danganronpa 1, but they're not real great. And the last one I really didn't like that much. So hopefully this one will put my mind at ease and finally step it up, because we got to get a really, really good one. That's all I want. I just want one really great one. And hopefully this is the one. All right, that's enough of this. When we pick up next time, we will do the first half of our 5th class trial. See you guys in the next one.